afternoon from JPJ. The 7'4" Matt Van Komen, the 7-footer Johan Grunlo in the center circle. Cavs win the tip. We're underway.
We're going to look to see this Virginia offense try to get started early, get these points up on the board, get a couple of rotations.
Yeah, the Cavaliers have just been scorching hot offensively to begin this season, averaging just over 86 points per game, and they've made 11 threes per game thus far. Here is Sam Lewis, the transfer from Toledo. Lewis was the leading scorer amongst the starters the other night against Hampton at 13. Here's Dallin Hall weaving into the lane for 2.
I like the way he just worked his way around and saw what the defense gave him. Wasn't probably the play setup they were looking for, but he found his shot.
Starting lineup on the bottom of your screen here for the Thundering Herd. Jalen Spear coming off a career-high 12-assist performance against Elon, the most assists by a Herd player since 2019. We have an offensive foul inside. It's on Van Komen, that 7'4" giant battling down low.
Jockeying for a position down there on the block. It gets a little bit physical down there, a little bit too physical for the whistle.
Cavalier lineup here. Thijs De Ridder, the 6'9" freshman forward, but he is 22 years old, from Belgium. Back-to-back 20-point efforts to begin his collegiate career. De Ridder a quiet 5 against Hampton. Here he is on the ball, challenging the shot blocker, but can't get it to go. This is Wyatt Fricks, who has had just a tremendous start this season, coming off a career-high 34 points against the Phoenix. Caleb Hollenbeck tried to save it, goes to the Cavs, and Hall draws the whistle.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be a rare occasion where big 6'7", 6'9" guy goes down there and sees a guy taller than him that he's got to evade to get to the shot.
And taller by a sizable margin there.
Yeah.
There's Jalen Spear. Over 1,000 points in his D1 career. And now Hall at the line, who has really ran the show very nicely for UVA so far this season, keeping the turnover numbers low as he gets the kind bounce. 3-0 Hoops. Now Virginia scoring at least 80 points in the first 3 games this season. First time that's happened since 2006-07. The Cavaliers scored 80 or more 4 straight to begin that season. It is a different era here at UVA.
It is a different era. The points start to go up on the board early, and they don't stop until the end. And there are several people on the team that can contribute to those points. We start talking about 3-pointers and that point production.
Down low, Fritz. Oh, there's that big shot blocker, Johan Grunlo, with block number 15 on the year. De Ridder, pullback J. Yes, sir. Thijs De Ridder averaging just over 15 points per game so far in the early goings this year. Cavaliers by 5. This is Noah Ochuti coming over from Canada, from Western University in London, Ontario. And down low, another transfer, Van Komen from Elon.
Van Komen with the easy putback there off of the miss.
He is a bigger focal point offensively here with Marshall than he has been in years past with other schools. Here's Malik Thomas to the cutter Lewis. Van Komen a factor down low, and Marshall creates the takeaway.
Good defense by Marshall on that end of the floor.
Oh, there's a big target down low. Van Komen, huge radius to snare it.
I'm waiting for him to get that rim rock, and he is able to get up there. He's just kind of putting it in gently. I think the whole gym is waiting for that.
Such a seasoned vet, his 7th year of college basketball. Started his career way back in 2019 with Utah. De Ridder has a look. Hollenbeck the feed, Spear 3, that doesn't go. De Ridder on the box out, pressure from behind. De Ridder regains, right down the runway, barrels into a defender. Blocking foul is called here, and it's on Hollenbeck.
And how about De Ridder in transition? You don't normally see a forward able to go end-to-end in that way to get down there with the ball handles, able to go through the traffic. That's something to be said about, you know, those players. Coach Odom has a couple of players that can do that forwards, that can actually put the ball on the deck and get to the hole.
Yeah, at any time, Coach Odom has 4 different ball handlers on the floor. As De Ridder looks to increase this Cavaliers lead. Projected as a 2nd-round pick had he decided to go to the NBA, but instead going to college. Here's tomorrow's ACC Network women's basketball doubleheader at 3 Eastern. Georgia Tech plays host to Jacksonville at McCamish Pavilion. Then Florida State welcomes in Indiana to Tallahassee. Both are also available on the all-new ESPN app. Offensive rebound here. Malik Thomas getting physical down low.
See a little bit of pressure here from the Cavaliers, picking up full court, something that Coach Odom has said that's something they're looking to do.
And not necessarily, Crystal, with the goal of forcing turnovers, really to slow down the opponent.
Right, you start picking up full court, that causes them to spend more time in that back court there, and then it's going to eat up a lot of clock. It's going to be a long time before they can get their play established on the offensive end. Before then, they're deep into their shot clock.
Long pass. Chance Mallory recently inserted into the game with the steal. Freshman fires it ahead, and some contact here on Jalen Spear.
And how about that pace getting from one end to the other for the Cavaliers? They were able to move from the other end real quickly. It's hard to get that transition defense going if you're Marshall.
So Spear exits the game here with 2 quick fouls. And Marshall with 4 early on, not even 4 minutes in. Cavaliers using that depth. Sha'Carri White is in for the Hoos now, wearing the number 6. Thomas, no hesitation.
Just what you'd expect to see from long range.
Now, Malik has struggled a little bit to begin this season from beyond the arc. 4 for 16 prior to this game. Comes over from San Francisco, where he led the WCC in scoring with 20 per game. Ochuti down low to the backup center, Eric Harding. Oh, Virginia's bench loves this suffocating defense. And we have a foul up front, and it's on the Hoos. Thomas.
I like how well the Virginia defense is moving.
Virginia currently on a 6-0 run to extend the emphasis for UVA, taking about 29 3-pointers per game so far this season. Malik Thomas nailing that one for the Hoos.
Coach Odom feels really good about his team shooting the 3, especially the right 3s when they have a good look at it.
Virginia making about 11 threes per game. Thomas certainly a guy who could fill it up from beyond the arc, and you make the comparison right from the Tony Bennett era to the Ryan Odom era. This is a team that's going to spread you out and look for that 3-ball. Yeah,
and you feel good about doing that when you have players that can shoot a pretty high clip from behind the arc, but you also feel good when you have folks that can reel in the missed shot if they have it. So they've got some big players that can pull some rebounds when necessary.
And like you mentioned there, a lot of guys have the green light, but they're not going to force bad ones.
Yeah, you don't want just any look, you want the right look. Speaking of.
Hollenbeck. Now Caleb shot the ball pretty well from 3-point range to begin this season, 8 for 18.
Yeah, he had a good look right there. Something just went wrong. You probably overthought it, to be honest with you. Those are some of the hardest shots to make when you're that wide open. You overthink getting your brain a little bit, but don't expect him to stay that way for long.
Transfer from Gillette College in Wyoming. Hit over 100 threes last season. Ugana Onyenso in the game, doing the work down low to score over Harding.
Nice solid work by him down there. He thought about kicking it back out. He didn't see anything there, so he went ahead and called his own number.
7-footer, senior from Nigeria, coming in from Kansas State. Coaching staff really didn't expect him to be this much of a presence offensively, but he proved his worth in the offseason. Ochuti on the step back over De Ridder. Misses badly. Mallory cleans up the mess. Chance streaking ahead in transition. Open shooter, Thomas.
Good kick right there by Chance Mallory. Had his eyes right open. Malik ready to take it.
Oh, quickly in transition for Marshall. Fricks nearly cherry picking.
And that's something that the Cavaliers are going to have to keep their eye on. They get up and back really quickly. Those long passes right to the guy for the shot. Taking a look at right there on Onyenso. So he's thinking about it. He's thinking about kicking it back out. And he said, you know what? I think I'm at a good angle. I'll get to work here. Get my shot right off the glass.
7'5" wingspan. So it's pretty easy for him to get shots up, especially against guys who are a little bit shorter than him, like Harding was on that assignment.
Well, and you got to, like, you know how cerebral he is. He probably knows, you know, what the play is. We're trying to run the play. Let's look at the options first, but then, okay, if that doesn't work, let's go ahead and just be a player.
He said in the past at his previous two stops, Kentucky and Kansas State, he was a little bit shy to shoot the ball, but the coaching staff here giving him all the confidence in the world. Elijah Gertrude in the game here. Gertrude really athletic, 6'4", redshirt sophomore. Total of 8 points in the first 3.
And I always get the feeling Chance Mallory could have gone ahead and taken that shot. That extra pass down on the baseline is always kind of dicey when you get down there with the congestion. He had a wide open layup. Granted, there was some height down there, but they were a little bit off kilter. He might have had a shot.
Speaking of height, Matt Van Komen is back in the game. At the first 4 points for the Thundering Herd. Thomas is feeling it.
He's adding them up already. 3 in a row.
11 points. He's made all 4 of his shots from the field. A push off here. Offensive foul. Ochuti. Well, Crystal, there you go. They're not necessarily looking for turnovers, but sometimes you get them when you press.
Yeah, you get those when you press. Look at this right here, though. Coming down there. Malik ready to shoot from 3. Nothing but net. The guy's automatic.
You like that pin down screen from Onyenso, too?
Yeah. Options. Shot doesn't go, you got Onyenso.
Cavaliers clearly trying to get the ball into number 1's hands. Thomas, bank shot.
They're playing such a balanced game as Virginia right now.
3 ball goes up from Wilson Dubinsky. Grad transfer from South Carolina State.
Been a little cold on that end of the floor. They much needed shot there to kind of stop the bleeding. 21-9 the score.
Now, Dubinsky is a guy they bring in for 3-point shooting. All but one of his shots this season from beyond the arc. Timer at 10, hesitation move. Jakari White.
I like how Jakari White just kind of waited them out there. You know, if you kind of wait long enough, it'll make them make a mistake. They'll kind of jump because they get a little antsy. You know they're going to put points on the board, and they've got to stop you from shooting. So he held on to it a little bit, but it was making the defense uncomfortable.
Thomas to get a much-deserved breather here. He's made all 5 of his shots thus far.
Yeah, he definitely earned those minutes off to the side, catching a breather.
Our next women's volleyball match is tomorrow afternoon between 2 of the top 2 teams in the conference. Number 7 Louisville and number 14 Miami at 1 Eastern on ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Jakari White makes a couple on his career, 80% from the line, and once again, man-to-man press from UVA.
And that's a lot of hard work. You think about doing this type of pressing right throughout the course of the game. One, if you're Marshall, you're not exactly sure when you're going to see it on every play, but also you got a lot of work to do full court.
Onyenso stepping into the passing lane. Turnover number 5 for the Marshall Thundering Herd. White, ISO, step back in the groove.
How about that shot? He set him up. Gave him a little bit of work. He also had a couple of words for him, it looked like. Look at, he's got his fans. The
Chakarmi is here, as they always have been over the first now 4 games. Ochuti jumper.
And they're going to have to tie a couple more of those together, but again, the Virginia defense is making that very difficult as they're eating up so much clock trying to get across half court. They don't have much to work with in the second half.
Well, you flip it on this end here, Crystal. How do the Herd stop Virginia's offense right now?
Yeah, they're going to have to move a little bit better and be a little bit more predictive. You know, they can't get antsy and jump. I've seen a couple of times where they're sitting and it takes the Virginia ball handler just a little bit of time to figure out what he's doing. They get antsy, they jump, and that gives them an in. It gives the ball handler an in to get to the basket.
On this end, the Thundering Herd, 5 for their first 11. But again, the 5 turnovers have been a problem thus far. Here's Van Komen, tied his D1 career high with 14 in the victory over Elon. Mallory switches on to Dubinsky here. Timer at 5. Dubinsky waits, and a lot of clutter inside. Foul goes on the jumping Onyenso.
And why he's on the preseason watch list for the Jerry West Shooting Guard of the Year. There's a reason for that, and he's proving it right now.
Wilson Dubinsky at the line, drawing the foul prior to the break. 14-point lead for UVA.
Yeah, I mean, and he's going to be in good company, right? Chaz Lanier's had it before from Tennessee, R.J. Davis from North Carolina. Several people have been on that watch list, and he is in the running for that as this year goes on.
It will be very interesting to see as this season continues for UVA, who ends up leading them in scoring. Is it a Thijs De Ridder? Is it a Malik Thomas? Is it someone else? How much is it going to vary on a night-by-night basis?
They have a lot of options, does Virginia. Coach Odom has recruited wisely. He's got several players that can put the ball in the bucket, essentially, and that's what you want to do.
Mallory uncorks from way downtown. De Ridder snatches the board and scores.
Such a solid player is De Ridder. He's able to clean it up.
You saw Marshall there transition into a zone, and you hear coaches talk about it all the time. Rebounding out of a zone, very challenging.
Yeah, it is very challenging to rebound out of a zone because your position is a little bit off. And sometimes you're not necessarily right on a player to put a body on them. Now they've got 10 seconds. Got to get something going on the offensive end.
They just penetrated the three-point arc. Van Coleman right there waiting for it.
And that's what you wanted for. Davinsky tried to get a shot up, and it was off the mark.
All right, let's find out if this zone can maybe stymie the Hoos. Virginia, 10 of its first 14 from the field.
There's a big, wide-open middle in that zone.
And that's where you have to go, right? If you're the offense?
Break it. You got to break the zone. It's just like if you do a full court zone press. You get the ball to the middle, the whole thing breaks down.
Ochudy playing the point guard spot, first time in his career. Steal, De Ridder goes up, scores.
He wants the foul, but he didn't need it. He made the shot right off the rip, and then here's Virginia back picking up full court pressure.
Offensive foul, Van Coleman, illegal screen.
Hard screen by Van Coleman. De Ridder ran into just a brick wall there. He wasn't looking ahead of himself, and he kind of ran right into it. But there's a little extra on the end there, it looked like, by Van Coleman. And we can see the frustration there by De Ridder from that contact. He already wanted the contact on the shot when he came down offensively to try to make the layup. He wanted contact there, and then he got this contact here. He's just not looking. But you see the extended arms by Van Coleman. Officials are going to call that every time.
7'4", 255. You run into that brick wall, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, you're going to feel that. And they're still in the zone, trying to move around there and just kind of clog it up a little bit, but...
High-low, it works. De Ridder to Grunlow.
Picking up full court again. You know, that's what you like about the European players as well, because they are a style of play. They do a lot of passing high-low to the post, and that's something that is a benefit to these players.
Yeah, they will initiate offense in the hands of De Ridder. Sometimes they'll do it even with Grunlow, too. Under 10 to play now in the first half. Cavaliers lead, sizable at 17. Grunlow pointing to the rim. Instead, it goes for De Ridder. He's so calm in that spot.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of points that are going to come from just that place in the lane because it's wide open. You see the high-low play there again. European players, they're used to looking for each other in that way, you know, kind of pass post to post. That's not something that's uncommon in that style of play, and they're very good for it.
Thijs De Ridder now with 6 assists so far this season. Not a high number, but it shows you that he's a capable distributor with the basketball in his hands. A delay of game warning, by the way, was handed out to Malik Thomas. Spear, nice movement here. Grunlow confused, but he's the one called for the contact against Van Coleman.
And that's the benefit of a tall player. I mean, a player with that level of height, you can kind of just float the ball up there. It's going to be hard for defenses to try to, like, stop that, and what ends up happening often is a foul.
Johan Grunlow, he is such a disruptor down low. 7 blocks in the opener against Ryder, the most by a Virginia freshman since 2002. Jason Clark had 9 against VMI. On Tuesday, men's basketball doubleheader on ACC Network. It'll feature Caleb Wilson and number 18 North Carolina hosting Navy at the Dean Smith Center at 7 Eastern. Then Donnie Freeman and Kyan Anthony, yes, the son of Mello, leading Syracuse against Monmouth. Those games are also available on the all-new ESPN app.
Really needed those free throws. Van Komen unable to knock either of those down.
Thundering Herd have knocked down 70% of their free throws coming into today. Now Grunlow, 1v1 here. Waiting, spinning, adjusting. Oh, he's a dancer down low.
You gotta love the patience. He waited for the right spot, waited for Van Komen to take the wrong step, and then he made his move.
Was that Dance Dance Revolution?
It certainly looked like it. Let's give that a beat.
Grunlow now defending. Van Komen showing off his moves.
And he made the move, but he was a little surprised when he lost the defense and he was wide open.
Thomas turned aside. Nice block there from Fricks. Landon Joseph is in the game, number 6, freshman from Fort Lauderdale. Gets around to Ridder. Test called for the foul. Doesn't like it all that much, but now he makes the signal. Yeah, it's on me. All right, I got it.
Yeah, he's frustrated that it happened at all, but Joseph's so quick off the bounce. That first step got in front of him, and of course he went for the block, and it was just the wrong gamble.
Now Virginia, one of the best shot blocking teams in the nation thus far. Just about 10 blocks per game, only behind Seton Hall.
But that's the benefit of someone like Joseph, someone that's quick. You know, you've got these taller players kind of coming out on the perimeter to guard you. You can get that first step on them, put them in a bad position. They're going to have to play it in the air, and often they can come up. You can come up with a foul on that.
A couple of games ago, Joseph had 11 in the win over Toledo. That was a strong win for the Thundering Herd against a Rockets team that really has dominated at home. 59-11 from 2020 to the start of this year. Spoke with Corny Jackson before the game. Said, you know what, we stacked the deck pretty tough with our schedule in the non-con. I didn't think at this juncture we'd be where we are, but he's been very pleased.
And he has good reason to be. I mean, his team has showed up and showed out.
Grunlow. Out of bounds it goes.
And we've got Grunlow. He's had a couple of good moves on the offensive end, doing his work and getting it done down on the block. Seeing 1 for 5, but they haven't found the right shots to put them down. They also haven't been able to get that fast break three-pointer that they are known to do.
So what's the solution then? How does Marshall get that three-ball availability?
They're going to have to get the ball up the court quicker, more carefully, but they're going to have to get the ball up the court quicker and get into their set so they can find it. You got to create spacing.
So Joseph makes the mid-range shot there. It's a beautiful shot, by the way, but I think the Cavaliers are okay with that shot?
Yes, because it's a two-pointer, and that's not really that dangerous. You know, they kind of left him a little bit of room to do that. It's when they start getting around the arc and getting dangerous from out there that will raise the eyebrows of the Cavaliers.
The drive-in kick, right, when Marshall gets that going? Grunlow on a post ISO here against Van Komen, and Grunlow swiftly moves his way through the lane.
Did a good job of putting Van Komen in a bad position where he wasn't able to defend.
There's that transition three they've been looking for. No conversion there, Hollenbeck, but a restart now for the Herd.
So it's going to be an on-ball screen, right? Potentially a drive-in kick or the fade.
Wow, what a terrific shot from Spear.
And it's a good shot from Spear, but still a 2. They need the 3. They're going to be in search of for a little while here.
Malik Thomas returning here, 13 points, now 5 for 6 from the floor.
He started off hot. A lot of things are going, like we're talking a lot about the perimeter, but let's look down low. We see Grunlow going to work on Van Komen. Again, he's putting him in a bad spot, gets around him, and there's not really much he can do to defend if he doesn't want to foul. And that's just smart work by Grunlow.
Yeah, we talked with Coach Odom before the game as well about the post ISOs. It's a big part of the Cavaliers offense this year. And we said, okay, you know, Marshall's got a good center in Van Komen. Can you do that against them? And Brian said, yeah, we're going to do that this afternoon. Expect it.
Exactly. He knows what he has. You know, he's recruited. He's been working with these guys since the summer. He's seen what their capabilities are. He knows exactly what he's got.
Lewis makes a pair. One of the best three-point shooters coming over from the MAC in Toledo. Lewis will now exit.
So here comes the pressure. Marshall's going to have to get the ball up the floor quickly and safely in order to have any chance of getting a good shot, and particularly those long-range shots they're looking for.
But this guy is a thorn in everyone's side right now. Chance Mallory is just annoying.
Yeah, that's right. That's his job. You know, be as annoying as possible. Do not make this easy. He's a very quick guard.
8 steals in the first 3 games this season.
So here they are, pretty eventless, getting the ball up the court. They've got plenty of time on the shot clock. Now they've got to get something going to get it to somebody who can get a good look at a three, hopefully, for them.
Not much yet for Fricks, who comes off a 34-point game against Elon. Shot clock at 7. That is another tough contested J that doesn't go for Joseph this time.
He tried to get the ball down inside to Van Komen, and that's another way to get that three-point shot, right? Getting it inside.
Thomas a bounce. Floater goes up off the heel from Grunlow. Spear feeds. Fricks. No dice.
That's the one he wanted, but it's a little hard when you've been cold and haven't had a whole lot of touches.
Grunlow running the floor, beating Van Komen, and gets the deuce.
Another smart play by Grunlow. Shot fake, took his time, and took the right shot.
Man, the Cavaliers are surging offensively, doubling up the Thundering Herd, and UVA's made 2/3 of its shots thus far. Dribble off the sneaker, steal Mallory, blitzes the paint, Fricks the rejection, called for a foul though.
And that's one of those plays where Chance Mallory knew he didn't actually have a path to the basket to get a clean shot, but if he can put his body in the right position, he can draw the foul, and that's exactly what he did. Explosive Chance Mallory. As soon as he gets the ball, he's off to the races. You got to be ready to respond or get in front and try to deter him in any way you can. They just weren't able to do it right there. More was Marshall, and now he's at the line.
16 points against the Pirates back on Tuesday night. Virginia winning that game by 38 points. Thundering Herd make a change here. Noah Ochudi, the point guard, back in for the Thundering Herd. For the Cavaliers, getting Mallory some really good experience early on as a reserve, having Dallin Hall to really kind of instruct him a little bit. It's been a nice blend for the Cavaliers so far.
Yeah, it has been, and Coach Odom spoke about their relationship in the preseason, says they've been getting on really well. And I think it's a good situation for Chance to have Dallin ahead of him, that he can kind of learn from him.
And he can maximize his effort as well. The Cavaliers will constantly rotate players on and off the floor. Spear gets a look. Thomas on the trampoline, squeezing down the board.
And he's got a chance to score.
Oh, Thomas, no hesitation. It's all threads.
He had a chance to score, and he took the chance to score. But picked up the foul right after it, and that's not what you want first half of the game. He's going to have to sub out. He just got on the floor and made a difference, and he's going to have to sit.
Well, he's upset because he knows he just picked up his second.
Correct. And he just got in the game and then picked up his second right after that. I think coach is probably telling him, hey, I love you being aggressive. I need you in the game.
Lob all the way to the rim. Fricks, a high catch, tapping the pass over to Harding. Thundering Herd, good ball movement here. Slay didn't look at it.
They had some ball movement, and it looked like you got the feeling something was about to open up, but then they lost it.
Now, the Thundering Herd, they take a lot of threes, but one of the issues for them offensively, and I say issues, they've won all 3 of their games, they turn it over on about 21% of their possessions, which is one of the bottom 10 ranks in the nation.
Yeah, and that's just, there's no way to kind of continue or get continuity on offense if you're turning the ball over, and that's going to become more important the further they move into their season, particularly when you start getting into conference play. You're not going to be able to turn it over at such a high clip. They're going to have to keep their eye on that and make some good, clean, solid decisions. 9
giveaways for Corny Jackson's team so far, and more free throws for the Cavaliers in the double bonus now. Virginia at the line so far, 8 for 10.
And it's just been Virginia attacking on the offense whenever they get the opportunity. One of the biggest things that's working for them is getting the ball in the lane. They may not always get their points from in the lane, but getting the ball in the lane opens up so many other options offensively, and it's giving them the ability to grab pretty much anything they want.
And when you have a guy like that in Thijs De Ridder, it really confuses the opposing coach. Who do you try to shut down? And Corny Jackson said, look, #1 on our list, the physicality that the Cavaliers provide.
Yeah, and that's something that you really have to contend with. They have that because they've got the size, and again, they've got these big players that can stretch you out and get out on the perimeter, but then take you physically down there on the block.
Steal off the press. Lewis a kick. Hall is wide open.
Great series of events for Virginia. Heads up play.
Dallin Hall has not been much of a scorer just yet in his Cavaliers tenure. We have a loose ball foul here and it's on Marshall. And this Cavaliers fan base is loving what they're seeing right now.
Yes, the hustle. And we talked about, you know, Coach Odom subbing in and out because he wants to get that hard, explosive play from his players. And the way you're able to get that is to keep fresh legs in the game. So we've been watching rotations, right, to keep those fresh legs in the game. And that's really how you bewilder the other team.
Well, we said towards the top of our show, Virginia's press, the idea is not necessarily to create turnovers, but flip the script a little bit.
Yeah, and it's really hard not to create the turnovers out of a press also because you're rushing the team, you're making them uncomfortable right from the jump, right from the inbound. They're already uncomfortable, and then you've got the length of the floor to continue to make him so, in which case it's really easy to see teams getting in situations where they turn the ball over.
53 points for Virginia in not even 16 minutes. Does this fan base understand what that's like? They're used to seeing them win games with 53 and 40.
Yeah, exactly.
Joseph gliding towards the cup, gets the bounce.
Nice floater by Joseph.
You know, it's funny. Coach Odom has said in a couple of different settings, press conferences, said, you know, if we play really well defensively, crowd's going to understand what to do. If we get shot clock expirations by the opponent, they're going to cheer. They have to get used to the offense.
Yeah, they have to get used to that happening.
Mallory, a look. Drew Fuqua is in the game, number 4 in the green, junior from Detroit, transferring in from Gillette College, just like Hollenbeck.
And already the defense for Virginia has got them down to 16 seconds in the shot clock.
Ochudy hanging and delivering a bucket.
And again, points, we talked about this a little while ago. Virginia's okay with the twos, right? Because chipping back into this lead will be, or chipping back into this game is going to be a lot harder doing it off of twos, and particularly if they're twos without like an and one or some bonus after that.
Yeah, 15 of the 23 shots so far for Marshall from 2-point range. Lewis, a trifecta. Grunlow regains for UVA. White rejects. White elevates. Another O-board and a whistle inside and more free throws for UVA.
Yep, and Virginia has just been getting it done. They've been all over the place. They're getting it done on the defensive end. See that quick hands right here. Pass back in, and they're getting the shots. Virginia all over it in this first half. Explosive
offense. You go back to Marshall's last game against Elon, and that was a high-scoring game. They won 96-89. So a lot of possessions in this game, and the Cavaliers are capitalizing on that.
Yeah, and you could see how Marshall could get to the scoring because there's glimpses of it, right? They're able to get the ball up the floor pretty quickly and get a really quick trigger pull on the other end, but that just hasn't been happening because Virginia defense has been picking up and pressuring them and just really stymie everything that they're thinking about doing on the offensive side.
UVA has shown the speed. Cavaliers have shown the physicality. Fouls are mounting for Marshall. Spear has 3 fouls here in the first half. Fricks has 2. Van Komen has 2. Big problem.
It is a big problem. They're going to have to keep level-headed and try to chip away. They really need to get some movement going on the offense right now. Real stagnant here for a couple of seconds, and those are precious seconds.
Ochudy gets White to pretty much jump over him, and he gets the bucket.
Yeah, it was a hard shot fake there. White knew he had it, but he didn't at that point, so he kind of flew out of bounds there. And now it's mild pressure here from Marshall, picking up at like three-quarter court.
Onyenso twisting inside. There's that big shot blocking presence of Van Komen.
Van Komen able to get up there, but it's something that not many people have to worry about is getting his arm caught in the rim.
Yeah. I wish I had that problem.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. You and I are never going to have that problem.
No.
Yeah, he went this block time. He's still a deterrent, but he also has to watch and not get caught up in the net and the rim.
You could put me on a pogo stick. I still wouldn't have that problem.
Not at all.
Nothing available, but a foul is called here on Virginia, and it goes against Hall for a hold. Virginia now with 16 fouls, so the Cavaliers are now out of fouls to give.
Yeah, but he's trying to fight through a screen. A lot of screens and out-of-bounds plays. You got to fight through those to make sure they don't get the quick, easy shot.
Boy, we were at Virginia's shoot-around this morning. They spend a lot of time locking in on the opposition's baseline out-of-bounds play, the blob.
Yeah, the blob, the ever famous blob. Yeah, because, I mean, there's a lot of screens that come out of that, and this Marshall team can get a 3 out of that. They need quick touches.
Slay, 3, yes! Bryce Slay with the tray.
And that's the thing. That's why they spend so much time worrying about that. They only need 1 second's worth of touch, you know, on the ball before they can get the shot off and knock down a 3. Very quick trigger.
Under a minute and a half to go now in the first half. Cavaliers shooting at 60%. And more free throws for UVA. The Hoos have taken 16 at the line so far.
You know, this is something common that you see often, too, from teams that are in the situation where Marshall's at right now, 30-54, a little bit of frustration. We have to stop something.
Well, for Marshall, that might stop Van Komen from being on the floor. That's his 2nd foul. So the Thundering Herd, folks, have 5 players with multiple fouls so far in the game.
Yeah, when you try to stop the bleeding, you know, you've got a team, particularly when they're able to get it into the lane. It's just a danger area, right? That's where a lot of good things happen. If you're the defense, you've got to make bad things happen there, and in doing so, you often get yourself in foul trouble.
Instant offense, not there for Marshall. Virginia gets back defensively.
Right, they were able to break the press, but Virginia was already there waiting on them.
High screen here from Van Komen. Joseph abounds, Van Komen waits, and Onyenso gets a piece. Ugana did say in his presser the other day, I am one of the best shot blockers in the country. I didn't mean to be cocky, he said, but that's the reality.
It's good to be self-aware.
Onyenso waits, Onyenso with 2.
And he can put up some points also. Onyenso, hadn't seen him in a little while, but he's back on the floor. He and Van Komen will be going at it.
Game and shot here separated by 15. Marshall not bad offensively, 46% from the floor, but the 12 turnovers have really cost the Thundering Herd. Step back 3, Joseph, nylon.
And that's an important stat, right? They're not bad when they're able to get their shots. They just haven't been able to get them. They're turning the ball over, and a lot of that is due in part to the Virginia defense.
Joseph now has the team lead with 9 points. And 13 on the season coming in. 5 seconds to play first half. White, pump fake, pull back. Trey, yes! Oh, White is on target. And the Jakarmi, his fifth. A lot of foul trouble for the Thundering Herd as well in the opening 20 minutes. Spear back in with 3. Spear veering and caps one off with a bucket.
Nice touch there. They're going to need to see more. And now they're picking up at least man-to-man on the point guard to try to zigzag him down there.
Virginia 20 of 32 from the field in the first half.
And Virginia, for their part, able to get a lot of points in the paint.
Yep. This is a basket interference call. Matt Van Komen holding on to the rim. And Virginia will get 2 more.
Yeah, a little preemptive there, trying to block the shot. Virginia has 22 points in the paint, and that's come from both the post players and just the drives. And you see Marshall trying to find something going here. Again, they're going to need to get a paint touch, get something inside to try to open up that ball reversal and get an open shot. On-ball screens are helpful.
Quiet first half for Fricks, trying to make his name announced. And Johan Grunlo needs to be held back because he strongly disagrees with this call.
Yeah, and Fricks, he wanted the home run dunk, right? He went in there. You see him, he takes off from a little ways back, thought he had it wide open, but he missed it. I think he got a little contact there. Obviously, the official blew the whistle. Who fans aren't happy.
You see the numbers from Fricks, the 34 points on Wednesday. Fricks was 13 for 14 from the field. Best field goal percentage by a Herd player with at least 9 shots ever.
And it's obviously he's capable. He's proven there. He's capable of some point production. You know, it's really hard to produce when you're cold, when you haven't really got a whole lot of touches in the game. When you're able to get your hands on the ball, you have to be able to be efficient and get the ball down, and it's just been hard to do for any of the players really on the Marshall team. And now Virginia able to take their time. There's really no rush for them to like put points on the board. They just need to go slow and steady here.
And Hall is the guy to do that. They nickname him Steady Eddie.
And there's that defense again, picking up full court. Got a hand on the ball. Feeling the pressure, Marshall, before they even gotten it in.
Well, Ryan Odom was looking back at some of his bench personnel to decide if he wanted to challenge that one. But in a 28-point game, he decides to hold on to that challenge.
Yes, they are comfortably in the lead. Not really need to use the timeout there.
Spear releases a deep tray. Van Komen tight-roping that far sideline. Tries to get a step here on Grunlow and gets whacked here from Thomas. And if it's on Malik, that's his third, and yes, it is.
So Thomas with the active hands, just getting him into kind of some bad places in this game. That's something he's going to want to pay a little bit more attention to. You know, obviously being aggressive is great. That's what you want out of your players, but you got to do that in the smartest of ways.
Well, the luxury of this big lead for Ryan Odom, he can leave a guy like Thomas in the game with 3 fouls and maybe see how he reacts to that in maybe games of more importance moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. Situational basketball, right? So, and that's really what we were talking about that in the break. You know, when you've got a lead like this, the focus for both teams shifts, right?
Grunlow, fingertips on that shot. Credit him with another block.
Virginia's going to be looking to see what they can do. To your point, want to see things like Malik Thomas, you know, hold on to it and not foul out of the game when he's got as many fouls.
Grunlow adjusting and sees the 7-4 Van Komen.
Van Komen good for a lot of blocks. You would imagine at his height that that's true.
11 blocks coming in. Open three for Hollenbeck. 2 players boxing out Van Komen there, and De Ridder hustling after it, smacks it to himself. Tess going to work, swooping across the lane. No, Hall put back, and the PG's going to the line. Oh, Dallin Hall, you don't see him go in for many offensive rebounds, but he found himself in the paint.
Yeah, the hustle by Virginia just to stay after it, you know, and actually twice I saw both players kind of look at the shot, think twice about it, and then say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and try to go for it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to put that back.
Dallin Hall transfer from BYU. Career highs in most statistical categories a couple of years ago, but last year made the Sweet 16 with the Cougars. Here's tomorrow's ACC Network women's basketball doubleheader at 3 Eastern. Georgia Tech playing host to Jacksonville, McCamish Pavilion. Then FSU tangles with Indiana in Tallahassee. Both are also available on the all-new ESPN app.
Free throw is good. Pressure kicks on. And again, Marshall, situational basketball. How will you handle the press?
And it's a good litmus test for the Thundering Herd. Over the last 3-4 years, the Sun Belt Conference has been a pretty physical league. Thomas lofting it ahead. Fricks intercepts.
Fricks was waiting for that one.
Spear, a fadeaway from the baseline.
And again, I don't want to harp too much on this point, but the 3-point shots for Marshall, they really haven't had any looks from out there. They've been having to settle for the 2-pointers.
Sam Lewis, quite okay with an open 3. Yeah, when the Thundering Herd came into this building, I think they knew that the talent disparity would point towards UVA. So how do you make that up? By making a bunch of threes.
Yeah, I mean, when you start talking about field goal efficiency, you have to kind of match that in some way. You're going to have to chip into that lead.
De Ridder cleaning up his own mess.
And at the same time, as we said, the focus changes. So is Marshall in a position where they're thinking, let's try to win this game, let's climb out of this lead and get it, or are they looking at, let's look at situational basketball, let's talk about what we can learn from each possession? Yeah, so again, they're looking at possession for possession. We're going to take a couple look at.
Turn soon. We did see him prior to the game getting a workout in on the court here at JPJ, so that was a really good sign.
Yeah, always a good sign when they can get a little bit of up and back just on their own. It looks like the weight may be close to over, you know, for the team, and I'm sure that nobody's more excited about that than Coach Odom.
Part of a team last year with UC Irvine that won a program record 32 games, and he was a big reason why.
And Virginia's got the ball ready to inbound. Now it's Marshall picking up full court. Trying to get something going. And again, you could expect, you know, Coach Corney to test out a couple of things with his team in situations like this.
De Ridder bodies up here against Fricks. Can't score. Nice rebound inside Dubinsky.
Physical play by De Ridder. I mean, you see the shots he's giving the post player down there, and he's just absorbing them. I mean, that'll wear you down.
Well, he does have the finesse part of the game as well. He can shoot the three. Joseph wheels around the screen. Pullback jumper. Front iron. Ochuti with an extra look here for Marshall. Fricks surveys, says, I'll just take it myself here. And Wyatt has not gotten going tonight like he did on Wednesday against Elon.
Yeah, he just hasn't been able to get his shots to fall. He's gotten not a whole lot of them in this game, but they just haven't been able to go down either.
Johan Grunlow splashes down a three. First one he's hit in college.
And he's showing his capabilities.
Over the shoulder shot, Van Komen sprinkles it down.
He had to work for that one. His body was a little bit awkward. He had to turn around there and shoot it as a demi hook, I guess we can call it. When able to get it to drop.
8 points and 8 rebounds for Van Komen. Grunlow has another look. Out of bounds it goes, stays with the Who's.
Good chance to test, good opportunity to test out the range for players like Grunlow. Coach Odom's like, hey, shoot it if you can shoot it. He said he'll take threes, he'll take the right threes, and that one looked like the right one.
So, Crystal, you see the drop coverage there with Van Komen. You cool with that?
Yeah, no. You got to be able to, to cover at all times, and you can't afford to drop that.
Ugana Onyenso back in, gobbles up a rebound, and earns the foul against Eric Harding.
But again, that's what makes it so hard, right? You're not used to, most of the time you see, a post player kind of float out to the three-point line, you kind of put your feet up and you rest, or maybe you help out teammates, start thinking about help side defense. But then you've got players like Grunlow, De Ridder, who can actually stretch it out. And of course, we talked about Ugo earlier, and that just makes it very hard to match up with.
Onyenso expecting the pass closer to the rim. And Ochuti is fouled by Mallory here prior to the shots. Noah Ochuti coming over from Western University, located in London, Ontario. Last season averaged 16.5 points per game. Coach Corny Jackson really likes this guy. He's playing as a point guard for the first time, and he's showing him a lot of clips of Dan Hurley coaching his point guards over the year at UConn.
Hard coaching for the guards. Nice shot by Dubinsky. Nice long shot by Dubinsky. But yeah, coaching the guards, that's how you get the best out of your players, right? Sometimes you got to squeeze it out of them and do the best you can. And feel like the coach respects them still. They have a great relationship.
Yeah, Coach Jackson said, I coach my guards really, really hard. Hall slicing in. 2 more free throws for UVA. The Cavs are 16 for 20 at the stripe tonight.
Yeah, and for the most part, the Cavaliers have been doing a great job as far as fouling. They really haven't given a whole lot of opportunities to Marshall as far as from the line. They've been doing a good job for themselves on defense.
At 3:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Number 19 UVA takes on Duke in Durham. Stakes are high. Both teams looking to stay in the hunt for a ticket to the ACC championship game in Charlotte. Virginia, Duke, 2 of the 5 teams currently with only 1 loss in the conference. That is going to be a spectacular game. Chandler Morris, quarterback for UVA. I know a lot of Cavaliers fans wondering, will he play? He is listed as probable after the Cavaliers come off a loss last week here at home against Wake Forest. And by the way, we might have some fans who are tuning in around this time because they realized, wait, I thought that game was supposed to start at 2.
Yes.
They moved the game to 12 o'clock so they can accommodate the UVA fans trying to watch the football game at 3:30.
Lots of sports to watch today as well. You may forget if you're a basketball fan. Oh, right, there's football going on as well.
Very important football.
That's right.
And I'm very impressed with the student turnout.
Yeah, that's true. Student turnout on a noon game on the Saturday. It's actually early for those of you who may not remember that long ago. For your noon on a Saturday is actually kind of early for college.
Wait. You're telling me that these kids weren't, nose in the books at 9 a.m. today? What?
Yeah, no, they took a break from study.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. They rolled out, made it to support their Who's. I mean, you got to love that dedication.
Joseph, a swipe here and then a foul. So the Thundering Herd with possession.
And it's gone pretty quiet. It's mostly strategy, right, from both benches right here to try to see what things they can hash out. X's and O's at this point. When you've got a point differential like this, then you kind of start looking at X's and O's to try to see what different things you can put together to affect change.
In your study of Marshall from their first 3 games, what have you liked?
I like their three-point shooting. I mean, they do have the ability to do that. They do have some versatility with the from the post, from the from the front court. I like that they're able to pull the rebounds when they get the opportunity to do, but I really like the fact that they are able to kick those shots up pretty quickly. That's just something that is kind of a gamble as well, right? Because when you're doing that, then you run the risk of sending the other team down the other way in a fast break situation. So it is a gamble, but I do like that about them.
Now, Coach Jackson is going to love that his freshman Landon Joseph has performed well. 12 points in his brief Division I career. That's the most he's had. We'll hit a timeout here. Ryan Odom wants to talk it over with his crew, as will Corny Jackson. Virginia leads by 24. To rally behind someone on the team. So Ben Miller, a student, DM'd Jakari on Instagram over the summer with this idea to design t-shirts with Jakari's face on them. He'd be their general, and they're following so far.
Yeah, and what a feeling it must be to have an army behind you. I mean, maybe a little bit of pressure, but I don't think they'll be disappointed.
Jakari has been a great addition here for UVA, and it has been fun to see what those guys behind the visiting bench have had to celebrate thus far.
I mean, they've even got their own culture, right? They salute and everything, so.
Well, they said that they really enjoy Jakari's three-point shooting, his hustle, his athleticism. And Ben Miller, by the way, he also said that they are looking to expand the Jakarmi. So if you want to be, part of the
hey, I want to get a
group
shirt
over there, you can find them on Instagram at the Jakarmi. Yes, they have an Instagram page. They are that unified.
I love it. I love it. Hey, and then the younger, hey, I can say this and hopefully not give away too much, but this younger generation, right, they can move fast with these sorts of things. They batched out the shirts. They've got their own social media set up. We're ready to market, ready to get going.
All right, here's White with the ball. We have a foul down low, which, just puts a damper into the lead up there. We thought we were getting a Jakari ISO for the Jakarmi to celebrate. Not happening. Team both went to St. Anne's Belfield here in Charlottesville, have developed a nice connection throughout the years. Chance, by the way, did lose that game of horse to Kimura, and we made mention of that to him in the shoot-around today. And Chance does not want to talk about that game anymore. He wants to put it to rest.
Yeah, he was ready to let that one go.
Just exposed you to the whole world. My bad. But boy, Chance is just so electrifying with his defense. We saw him the other night put up a good scoring effort against Hampton with 16.
The previous play is under review for potential flagrant foul.
And A.J. Desai is letting us know that we'll review for the potential of a flagrant foul.
And yeah, I mean, I love, back to your point about Kimura and Chance, you know, the two guards having the opportunity to kind of size up against each other and just, one thing like a friendly game of horse.
Now, Kimura was a two-time Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year. Chance, the all-time leader in scoring at Stab. Also led the program in assists, steals, and wins. Had a 45-point game at one point for the Saints. Hit 11 threes in a game. The officials, by the way, Mr. Desai alongside Jerry Heater, Anthony Eads, trying to decide if this last play was a flagrant foul.
After review, the call on the floor stands as a common foul. Number 28 will shoot 1-on-1.
Okay, so Thijs De Ridder goes to the line for a 1-and-1 here, so it does not rise to the level of an F1 or an F2. There's Eric Harding. De Ridder so far 11 points, 5 for 11 from the floor, 1 for 2 at the line. Makes on the first of the 1-and-1. Here's a look at what just happened.
Screen right there, good block, and really solid jam there by Bryce Slay, looked like.
And you're cool with that, right? Slay standing his ground there, essentially?
Yeah, essentially he's just standing his ground. He did, it gets a little dicey, a little questionable with that fact that he leaned into it a little bit, but also when you see a big guy like Thijs De Ridder coming in, you have to brace yourself or you're gonna end up in the stands.
You know what they nicknamed him?
What's that?
Tess? The Tank.
The Tank, of course.
Yes. And if you translate his last name De Ridder into English, it means the Knight.
Ah,
so.
Tank. Yeah, I mean, and for very good reason. Again, that's not a hit that anybody wants to take.
No. That's a locomotive coming at you.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. I mean, look at I mean, he's so mobile, right, with his size. He's very tall, but he's also broad and nimble.
Three, short. Regains, hustle play. Oh, the Jakarmi's going to love this.
Yeah.
They love hustle plays over there.
They love a hustle play. They've been on their feet. You got to love that dedication, too.
Yeah, the intelligence, the smarts that Jakarmi and Jakari have.
In the inbound.
Timer at 12 here for De Ridder. Stepping through the lane with the long strides. Heads up there in the first row. Thijs De Ridder, 6'9", 240, freshman from Belgium, 22 years old. Don't be disguised by him being listed as a freshman. A couple of years of pro ball and top league in Spain, Bilbao Basket. And he's being asked to fill a bigger role here in the collegiate ranks than he was at the professional ranks overseas.
Yeah, Coach Odom said he likes that he plays with passion and emotion. He just really likes the way that he plays, and you can see that. You've seen that at several points, really, in the first half. He was very emotional when the game was a bit tighter.
We've had a chance over the last couple of weeks to catch up with Tess. Really nice individual. He seems very comfortable here. You mentioned those emotions, though. Ryan Odom has also said he plays like a bully. You play with the three, that doesn't go.
Yeah, he's got the size to back that up. You know, that's not something you hear about a little 5'7", you know, 6-foot player, but somebody his size, yeah, you can play like a bully. But I also like, you know, he's got the size and he plays very smart. You know, he throws his weight around, but he's very intelligent about the way he does it. He's not a bull in a china shop. He doesn't go in and just break everything. He's a very controlled player, very smart player. Even when he's ball handling, he's making good decisions.
Wilson Dubinsky at the line here. Both teams in the 1-and-1. Dubinsky coming over from South Carolina State, where he shot over 40.5% from three-point range a year ago. He was held scoreless against Elon, but he had a couple of good games to begin the season against UMass and Toledo.
Malik Thomas exiting the game with 4 fouls.
So he and Chance Mallory both have 4 for the Hoos, and Jalen Spear has 4 for Marshall. The Herd have been saddled with foul trouble all afternoon long.
And that's something, you know, you kind of expect to see when you have a bit of disparity between the two teams, right, and what they're able to put on the floor. Sometimes you're going to find the team that has a little bit more of a challenge ahead of them. They'll find themselves in a situation where they do get in foul trouble because they're just trying to stop the bleed, trying to get something going.
Lifted over the head of Fuquay that time. Joseph making the claim it was tipped. Corny Jackson telling his freshman, don't worry about it, next play.
I'm actually pretty impressed with the guy in the first row that caught that and didn't get knocked out by it, because that was a little bit of heat on that and it went straight through.
Well, Virginia football does not need another wide receiver. They're pretty stacked at that position, so he may have to find another home. Onyenso wrapped up and fouled here. Under 10 to go. And more free throws now for the Hoos.
Yeah, I mean, play down there, like I said, here's that play. See, it flew right through his hand. He's like, no, I got it. No problem.
No bobble either.
Not at all. And I'm telling you, you see this with football, right? The receivers go out, and when you got the guy, the ball's coming, defender reaches for the ball, it throws off your eyes timing. You end up getting knocked out by something like that, but not this guy.
Can we check his hands for the sticky stuff, just to make sure? Onyenso on the first end of the 1-and-1 hits.
There he is, just sitting there, just as calm. You would have no idea the man had those hands.
I mean, he's locked in right now.
Confident, yeah.
He is the most locked-in guy in the building right now in a 24-point game.
And that's why he was able to catch that ball. He wasn't blinking.
Oh, his family's going to hit him up over text very quickly, I promise you.
They are.
Second free throw now for Onyenso. Doesn't get the bounce, and De Ridder gets called for a loose ball foul here, and Tess now has 3, and this will result in free throws for Marshall. This will end up being a free throw shooting contest the rest of the way.
Onyenso, 13 minutes in this game. Might have expected to see him a little bit more, but considering, where the score is, but of course Coach Odom has his strategy and what he wants to see on the floor, so it all makes sense. But for his part, he's getting it done. 2 of 4 from the field.
So now Matt Van Komen at the line. Van Komen hits on the first. He's been to a lot of different stops in college. Started at Utah. 3 years at St. Mary's, but didn't play 2 of those years. Then he went to Hawaii Pacific, a Division II school in the 23-24 year. Then Elon last year, he was an all-CAA defensive team member. And look at all the injuries he suffered. The navicular fractures, the same injury that has plagued guys like Joel Embiid and Yao Ming, metatarsal, that gets fractured. He punched the wall, and he's been honest about that. It was a mistake. Then he had his appendix removed. This guy is put together with duct tape.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating, though. You hate that for any, athlete. You see them go through the injuries after injuries, just trying to get a career going, enjoying the sport and wanting to see what you're capable of doing. And he's not really been at a place where he's been able to do that just yet.
Yeah, Coach Jackson said we want him to be a focal point, and they almost scared him when they brought him in for a workout in the offseason. They told him, you got to get the rebound, and you got to go dribble yourself. I know you're 7'4", and you might not be used to it, but that's the game right now in the NBA. Think a guy like Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, you got to be able to put the ball on the deck and at least get yourself to a reasonable position,
Van Komen runs the floor, can't make the reception. He moves very well for a 7-footer.
He does. I think about it, too, something that I don't think a lot of people think about when you're that tall. That was an easy slap away by, the long reach, long arms of Van Komen.
And also, Crystal, Matt has he's got a phenomenal stash.
That he does.
Can we make a comparison here? You ready for this?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what we got.
Okay. So I think it looks like that guy. Tom Selleck, yep. Magnum PI, maybe Richard and Friends.
Well manicured. Facial hair, the stash there, statement piece.
Oh, phenomenal. I also thought of Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat. Just a couple different comparisons for you.
A little maintenance there.
Oh, big time maintenance. Something I would never have to worry about. I can't grow that much facial hair. I don't have to worry about that.
I hear that complaint from guys a lot. They can't grow it or it doesn't grow it right. Like, it's patchy. So
I go one of 2 ways. I go, oh, okay, it'd be nice to grow. But also, it is a lot to, manicure. I don't want to do that.
You got to keep up with it.
Joseph in a funnel here, 2 free throws for Landon, who can pat on to his numbers. 16 points, 6 for 9 from the floor. Problem is his teammates have only combined to make 16 shots.
Yeah, that's the frustration there. You know, and thinking about Van Komen at his height, something I don't think a lot of people think about is when you're talking about doing a jump shot at that height, your angle is a little bit odd to the basket. If you ever shot on a kid's rim, it changes the angle that you have to shoot at in order to get it in there. And it's actually a very unique touch you'd have to get like the jump shots, the free throws, all of that to go in, because there's a different trajectory.
Chance Mallory returns here. He'll play with 4 fouls. Elijah Gertrude takes a seat. So with the 7'4" guy, it's almost like he can't put as much arc on the ball when he's shooting.
Correct. Because you're only so far from the rim.
Well, Marshall has played a decent second half here, outscoring Virginia by 8 points, 28-20 since the break. We'll step aside here. Virginia still comfortably in front. Arius Theus has experience as well with Coach Odom over at VCU, winning an A-10 tournament title last year. So he brought his guys over to Charlottesville, and that continuity from the staff has been really nice for them.
Yeah, well, they say it's not what you do, it's who you do it with, and he surrounded himself with a talented staff that he feels confident in.
Fricks pulls up for 3. It has been a rough afternoon for Fricks, just 4 points. Came into this afternoon averaging nearly 22 per game. Van Komen a factor down low, though. And Van Komen gets a couple of free throws here. 84% from the field coming into today, 16 for 19. He was second in the country, only behind Northern Colorado's Brock Wisney. That guy is going to wreak some havoc in the Sun Belt Conference this year.
See Chance Mallory back on the floor.
Cavaliers also going with Thijs De Ridder back in the game. Martin Carrere, who was in for a brief moment, checks out. 6'9" freshman, redshirted last year with VCU. Came over from France. Cavaliers using their depth as they have through the first 4 games this year. UVA another clean game offensively. The Hoos have limited their turnovers to just 7, but they don't have anything from the field in a while here. About 7.5 minutes.
Almost on cue. When you said that, they almost tossed the ball out of bounds. It was deflected by a Marshall defender.
Well, Ryan Odom talked about it in specific to the NC Central game 8 days ago. He said, last 10 minutes of the second half, I didn't love it. Just the execution wasn't as crisp, and I think we might have a similar theme here. De Ridder can't score. Offensive rebound, Grunlow. We have a push down low, and it goes against Marshall. So Cavaliers will get a chance for a couple more free throws here.
The fans are mad that the what would have been an airball shot after the whistle was slammed down by the Marshall player there. You know, to your point, you know, Coach Odom saying, you know, his mindset around, I don't love, you know, the style of play, you know, kind of down the stretch. And that speaks to the mental discipline, you know, of your team, being able to stay dialed in, locked in, even when you're ahead. That toughness will serve you down the way, you know, when you start to get against teams that are going to grind you out. It's a, you know, maybe more of a cerebral game. You've just got to stay locked in. I think that's something, you know, coach is always going to be coaching. So they're going to notice those types of things.
Right, and a reminder, the Cavaliers were bound to slow down a little bit. Correct. They had 61 points at halftime, and that was a John Paul Jones Arena record. Just over 7 minutes to go. Chudy running the point for this team. Van Komen tries to carve out some space. The reverse jam for the 7-4 center.
Wow. You're waiting for something like that to happen at any moment. You know, it's 7-4. You're waiting for one of those.
De Ridder tries to get a field goal. He's got it. Over 8 minutes without one.
Coach Odom let up a little bit off of the pressure, but you've got Chance Mallory picking up full court.
Spear through traffic. No. Hall on the escalator for the board. Van Komen goes down behind the play. Man-power advantage Hoos. Lewis rims out. And now Fricks wants to run. Overshoots his target. Spear can't keep it in. You mentioned kiddie hoops earlier. I don't know if most people could do what Van Komen just did on a kiddie hoop.
Yeah, and this definitely looked like a kiddie hoop to him. He was just looking to find his way. The ball goes inside. Looking to find an angle around Grunlow there. He's like, you know what, forget it. I'll just go this way. He's like, did he come off of his toes? Okay, he did come off of the ground. He did come off the ground.
Just a smidge.
Barely needed to. Van Komen, I mean, 7'4", you probably get a lot of those. But it's truthfully about finding the right angle to do it, too, because at the end of the day, you also have to think about injury. You don't want to land wrong or anything like that just to get a dunk. Sounds
like you have experience in this field?
Oh, yeah, dunking and trying to land correctly? Absolutely.
Okay.
You know.
6 minutes to go in the second half. Grunlow, one-hand snare, sees two. Back to De Ridder, late whistle, but it is a foul on Marshall, and yes, more free throws.
Grunlow didn't respond the best to being doubled down there. That double kind of came at him really fast when he got it. He's trying to find an open player there in the lane, and almost caused him to turn the ball over, but the foul was called. So it stays with UVA. They've got a chance to get some shots.
Virginia now 25 for 31 at the free throw line. Free throw shooting had been a problem for the Hoos and Ryan Odom early in the year, very early in the year, dating back to their exhibitions. Vanderbilt and Villanova, and even in the first game against Rider, they shot just 19 for 34 at the line, but they've been much better since. Coach Odom wasn't necessarily too worried about that because he acquired really good shooters via the portal and via freshman recruiting. Oh, Chudy, another contested J goes down. He's got 9.
Offense for the Cavs, get the nice swing, skip pass.
De Ridder! Multiple whistles here.
Frustrated with the miss. The Cavaliers want goaltending.
And yes, they are going to score the basket, so it is a goaltend and an and-one try here for De Ridder.
Goes up, you see the hand right there. Looks like he came through the rim there, did Van Komen on the trying to defend the basket.
Well, some project Tess De Ridder as a top 5 player in the ACC. We'll find out if those projections become reality once we get to conference play. Virginia starts ACC play on New Year's Eve against Virginia Tech. But De Ridder now with 3 20-plus point games in his first 4 in college. Oh, Chudy sees Grunlow, and Johan makes the claim, hey, I jumped straight up. But Jerry Heater doesn't agree.
Yeah, he did make contact there, and that's one of those situations you don't want to bail him out. Chudy didn't have anywhere to go. You don't want to bail him out by kind of making that contact and be a little more careful. But at the same time, if you're used to playing a physical game, then you're not as averse to getting that contact, you know, on the shot. You're used to being aggressive.
Oh, Chudy's first doesn't go here for Marshall. Cavaliers in front by 22, and the starters for UVA have really controlled the show today. Talked about the bench in their last game against Hampton. Not really much from the reserves so far.
Yeah, the reserves have not, and I feel like that's because Coach Odom has kind of kept a decent contingent of his starters on the floor at any given time in this game. He really hasn't removed them and thrown in a whole new, refresh.
Yeah, Mallory has just 3 points on the game. Jakari White, top bench performer with 8. Carrere hasn't scored. Onyenso has only played 13 minutes and scored 5 points. So in terms of a coaching perspective here with under 5 minutes to go, what do you think Coach Odom's looking for in particular?
You know, I think he's looking for, and it could be a number of things, right? He could be looking for what the hustle looks like, what the mindset looks like, you know, still playing smart basketball. It's not like a particular play I don't feel like he's looking for. I think he's looking for those intangibles. You know, we talked something about a score that the Cavaliers gives to their team members, right? The Cavs score. We've heard about that, and that's something that's those things that don't show up in your typical box score. They may be looking at those to see what his team is producing. Are they going to continue to do the things right that are part of the personality of the team?
Open three for Hall. He cashes in and makes this a 93-69 game. Frick's turnarounds, not enough mustard on it. Here's Chance Mallory, one of those reserves. Freshman point guard looks up, wants to challenge Van Komen. Big size disparity there. So it is down low as well. Hollenbeck trying to defend Grunlow, and he's called for a hold.
Hollenbeck did the best pools, and then you take some mid-majors and you put them together and see what you come up with. Really entertaining basketball.
Yeah, excited to see that Friday game, UVA and Northwestern. Wildcats under Chris Collins. They're 4-0 to begin the season. They beat DePaul in Chicago last night. Nick Martinelli, one of the best scorers in the entire country, 20.5 points per game thus far, and he led the Big Ten in scoring last year. So that'll be a pretty good challenge for UVA as they step up the competition coming up on Friday. Cavaliers will be at home next, right after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 28th against Queens. The Royals coming off a 20-win season. Joseph on the pirouettes. He continues to fill it up. He's got 19 on 10 shots.
Just going to say he's a pretty impressive scorer for Marshall. I mean, he's pretty efficient. He's quick, really light of foot, fleet of foot, as you would say. Whatever, he can get to his shots, and he knocks them down pretty decisively.
Hall has been pure from beyond the arc. Now 3 for 4 from 3. He has 18 points and creeps closer to matching his career high of 23. They did not bring Dallin Hall to Charlottesville to score, mostly to be a distributor, but has those abilities clearly.
Yeah, Dallin Hall, he has multiple assists in all but 2 games coming from BYU.
Shot clock inside of 5 here. Ochuti over the Grunlow contest. Johan tries to bat it. Jakari White peels away with it. Fires ahead Hall. Dallin hands off. Jakari elevates.
The Army was on their feet.
They were ready. 2.5 to play. Joseph lines up the feet and nails it. Landon Joseph, incredible. 22 points for him.
He is having himself a day, trying to do what he can to get some points on the board for his team, and he's doing it. I mean, he's getting his shots, getting to his spots, taking some difficult shots at times.
Offensive rebound here for Grunlow, and the reset for De Ridder. 4-5 pass. Grunlow held up, didn't matter, scored the deuce.
I love a good high-low. 2 post players doing what they do best, just kind of feeding each other, working on the interior. That's just another strength Coach Odom has going for his offense, that interior play between those 2 posts. I mean, you see him up here making the dish down to Grunlow, who's able to finish through the contact. You love the high-low play, and it just opens up a whole other dimension of the offense.
The Belgian and the German have really connected so well in the early goings of their Cavaliers tenures.
And again, I'll give some of that back to the style of play. You know, overseas, the style of play is very much, you know, some of that high-low, and it's a very pass-heavy game, sharing the ball, and that's something that they share in common. They both understand that in each other, so it's something Coach doesn't have to try to teach. They kind of come packaged ready with that.
And it was important to get those 2 guys in the portal because Coach Odom brought in a lot of ball-dominant guys via the portal, right? Think about a guy like Malik Thomas, 20-point-per-game scorer last year. Sam Lewis, 16 points per game. Jakari White scored a lot of points. 17 per game in North Dakota State. So he needed guys who would be selfless.
Yeah, your steadies.
But they want De Ridder to be assertive. And the Cavaliers hit 100 points with 2 minutes to go. The last time Virginia hit 100 was against this squad, Marshall, about 7 years ago. The only time a Tony Bennett team hit 100.
Big stat there, triple digits. They are able to climb the summit and get over the mark.
And then Grunlow is pumped up about that block.
And it just reinvigorated this Cavalier crowd.
I don't know if fans really remembered the scoreboard showing 3 digits. I don't think they knew that it had that ability. They could program it that way. No, it's not a mistake. Thijs De Ridder, by the way, has just fouled out for UVA.
And tough play there again. Tough play by De Ridder, as in he's been very physical in this game, doing what he needs to do to get his team where they need to be.
All right, so De Ridder does come out of the game with the 5 fouls. And the fans give him a nice round of applause here. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists in 30 minutes work. And he's had 20 or more now in 3 of his first 4 as a Who. Desmond Roberts is his replacement, wearing the number 13. Carter Lang is also in. Both guys from Charlottesville, St. Anne's Belfield products, alongside Chance Mallory. So all 3 of those guys getting a look here. Mallory gets turned aside here. Nice play from Bryce Slay. Gets it back, puts up a 3, can't hit. Roberts a nice box out and holds the pivot foot as well. Mallory floats to the rim. Gertrude on the elevator, slams it down.
And the crowd is on their feet. They like what they see there. Over the century mark, and now an emphatic dunk.
Virginia, everything is working for the Who's. Mallory so clever, a no look, getting it up to Gertrude. On the finish, Virginia's over the century mark. Well, you could change that order to go Who's, because Virginia has used the transition game a lot today. Chance Mallory finding Elijah Gertrude. And the Cavaliers, well, on their way to win number 4 on the season with a minute to go.
Who's have 19 fast break points, but let's talk about the points in the paint. 36 in this game. They've been getting it done and making their way to the basket, those high percentage shots.
Here's Slay underneath. Mallory just backs up against him. And ball jarred free. It'll stay with the Who's. So you've watched this Virginia team through 3 games, get to see them live here. Anything additional you learned about the Cavaliers today?
You know, nothing really additional, but seeing them, this is my first time seeing them on the floor, you know, and they just are a very smart team as far as the way they move, where they position themselves. Defensively, they make it's not often that you'll see a team that can play a really good defense without running up the fouls. Now, yes, they do have several players that did foul out of this game, but that didn't happen back to back to back. It was stretched over time. So they're really smart about the way they play and very cerebral with the way they play both ends of the floor.
Crystal, one of my main takeaways from Virginia's first 4, and really as we lock in on this game in particular too, the pressure that they put on the opponent. You look at the foul total for Marshall, 28. That's a huge number. And look, everyone talks about 3-point shooting for Ryan Odom's team, and that's all great. Yes, they have 104 points, but if they need to go down low and outsize and out-physical you, they can do it.
Yeah, and that's a really important, you know, point to prove, right? They don't have to do it only the one way, and that's what's going to make this team so dangerous even in the ACC, right? Because they don't have to only get it done one way, and they don't have to get it done by only one guy. You know, Coach Odom isn't the coach that's going to have that star player that's sticking out there scoring all their points. It's a balanced attack.
Well, Gertrude will salt off the remaining time here as Virginia fans here inside of John Paul Jones Arena on their feet, as the Cavaliers shatter the herd. 104-78. Virginia scores over 100 for the first time in about 7 years. And Ryan Odom